Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah. Never know whether he's going to show up. Oh, before I even read this comment from a video, I do want to just briefly point out with the Brotherhood of the Hair Loss, you my regular viewers, you may think that I'm obsessed with Norwood 3, and I want to explain why technically I am. Before I do cross this bridge here, so just for kicks and giggles, these bridges were manufactured, as you see, in my hometown of Fort Payne, Alabama, even though I'm 3 hours from there here in Tennessee. So yes, Norwood 3, let's talk about that for just a second. SEO, search engine optimization. In other words, I have to be very articulate and decisive in how I title my videos. So I always put balding, receding hairline. That brings new viewers in. However, I have been forsaking the whole Norwood chart. I've been honestly not that interested in it until I found my identity as a Norwood 3. So now that I do, you're going to see that maybe in most titles for a while. Just overlook it. Don't worry about that. It's to draw in new people, okay? So that's why you're going to see it a lot. It's to draw in new people who haven't heard of me before. Okay, let's get to it. I've got two different comments, two different videos that are very similar. So I want to read those, and I also want to show you the beautiful flowers because I've got some rave reviews on all the nature in my videos here that I had yesterday after the tornado. So the first video is receding hairlines are a tease / Norwood 3. Maxwell Smart says this, quote, "What is a perfect hairline? And did you ever have one?" End quote. On another video I made, receding hairline, no more dreaming of Zach Braff hair, our good friend Robert says, quote, "There's nothing wrong with your hairline. Even I wouldn't have a problem with it. Your ideal still seems to be straight across, which is definitely unrealistic for you and pretty much all white guys. That's not a good look anyways. The juvenile hairline for most men over 30, some recession, namely a mature hairline, even a bit beyond, is considered masculine and an attractive feature." End quote. I like that. I like these comments a lot, both of them. I really like these a lot. Let's go ahead and get into it. So Max had asked, what is a perfect hairline? Of course, obviously that's a matter of perception, whatever you think is the perfect hairline. But Robert points out something very interesting and relevant, and that is, even if you think a David Schwimmer hairline is ideal, the fact is, as you get older, like, you know, in your mid-30s like I am, it doesn't quite match the rest of you, because it's not like you want to look like you're 21 forever. You wouldn't want that. I mean, people might say that or think it, but in reality, there is something to be said of looking mature and wiser when you actually are. And I totally get what Robert's saying. Absolutely, I do. So some kind of perfect hairline like that, that's not really perfect, and I totally get it. And actually, I'm thinking back to a time in my life when I just had, when my hair just was not even something I had to think about. But as far as me not being, you know, just a little kid or whatever, but age 16 and 17, circa 1997 for me. And next time I'm at my parents' house, I'll have to dig up some pictures to show you. But I remember I was able, no matter what hairstyle I had, it worked. I could have it spiked, I could have it messy, I could have it like this, I could have it really long, and it always worked because I had the right hairline for it. Of course, it wasn't the juvenile hairline like I had when I was 10, where it was like diagonally go up here, you know, and stuff like that, because that's how I was when I was 10. It kind of was rounded off, I guess I should say. So, but that was the perfect hairline for me, but it only lasted, you know, a couple of years, because by the time I was 18, then the first signs of recession started to set in, whether I realized it or not. But I probably peaked at like 16 or 17. So it's funny to ask that question. It's a relevant question. It's a good question. But ultimately, the perfect hairline, I probably really only had in my mind for about 2 years. And then since age 18, it's been getting, you know, harder and harder. Now, I will say, though, we talked about my prominent forehead. That's always been my forehead. I mean, other than when I was just still a really young kid and I had hair growing like basically on my face because it was so low. I mean, that's my forehead, and that's how it is. It's like I can look at my kids and I see the same forehead. That's how we look, and that's fine. In fact, I already knew before the comment was left earlier this week that people see bigger foreheads as attractive, that there's a certain shape of the face that can be a good thing. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that. But I will know, because speaking of Zach Braff hair, I will acknowledge that if for me to already have a more prominent forehead, it's probably not a good idea to have hair that's pushed up and back, because it makes my head even taller. My face shape is already kind of maybe a little bit long, perhaps. So that probably is all for the best. But as far as what Robert said too, though, as far as I have some unrealistic ideas in my mind about this perfect receding hairline, totally right. And I'm glad you said that. What I need to do, because I believe I definitely embrace the hair loss, but maybe what I'm not embracing is that I still have a hairline that I can do something with. I mean, even on a good hair day like today, like I can still, I think, pull this hairstyle off. So it's funny because on Saturday I'm planning on getting a haircut. I was going to get it cut a bit shorter, but maybe I'd be fine with just getting it cleaned up on the sides and the back and seeing what we can do with the top. I'll see. I'm feeling good about this today. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So this was a good discussion. What is a perfect hairline, and have you ever had one? I think Robert's right. I think it has to do with ultimately when you, because he says even a little bit beyond the mature hairline, you can still get away with. There's definitely some handsomeness in a man who appears to be aged enough to also have wisdom and maturity. So that's something I've talked about before. This is good discussion is good for me, and I appreciate these questions. This is one of those videos that maybe helps me more than it helps other people. But as far as a perfect hairline, perhaps I only really had it for about 2 years. So I need to realize that at an early Norwood 3 is what I guess is what I am, maybe, that I can still get away with a good amount of stuff here with my hair as long as I continue to have, I guess, good hair days. That's a very non-masculine thing to say, but I just said it.